You're not annoying at all, Griffin. No. Anything I should be worried about in my first ever session of DMing? Nah, I don't think you should be worried. I think most of my advice is about things to not worry about. I don't know that I have anything that I say worry about this. Yeah, no, I think my advice is not to worry. I think that this is one of those hobbies. Being a dungeon master is just one of those things that practice is everything. And really in general, doing something 100 times is the best way to see improvement. Just realize that when you're doing something the first time, you don't even really know yet what works or what doesn't, or what your experience is going to be. You can't possibly know yet because you haven't actually been there and done it. I guess don't be hard on yourself. You won't live up to your own, ambitions yet. Just trust that everybody there is to have fun. And if there are any disagreements or questions, solve it with a dice roll. Don't waste time looking up rules. It's not fun. And I bet you'll come out of your first session going, I know exactly what I need to do to improve for session 2. And just keep doing that. Get addicted to that, and you'll be a pro. What's up, Tigo? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. You're thinking of giving pets to your players that evolve with them, but I don't know what the best balance is for that. Do you have any idea where I should start? Pets are a fun idea. I wouldn't worry too much about balance, or at least as a way to manage that balance. If you want to, if everybody's getting a pet, I would worry less about balance and worry more about how to make this thing manageable. Because a pet, especially a pet for every character, if you do it the wrong way, you're going to quickly end up in like a combat scenario where if you thought you had 4 players, guess what? You have 8 players that are being managed now because each of them has somebody that they're moving around on the field as well. Not fun. You also end up in the conundrum of, do enemies target and potentially kill pets? That's not fun either. I would be tempted in the situation you're talking about to simplify a pet into an extension of the character via, like, every pet has some effect that's equivalent to a cantrip or maybe a first level spell. It's fun if pets have, each one has something different that it can do. Maybe it's a simple distraction. Maybe it has a little bit of a magic effect, something like that. But I would make it an ability. I would effectively remove the concept of movement from this creature. Not to say that it doesn't matter where they are, but I would treat them as non-entities on the battlefield. Embrace retconning, embrace whatever. I would probably state up front that, like, these pets are not going to be able to help anybody gain, like, advantage necessarily. Like, that would probably be too much, because once they can create advantage, then they become part of the tactical back and forth, which really, you just want it to be a fun effect that nobody has to think about. The pet is on them or nearby or scampers away to someplace safe. Like, I wouldn't make them tokens. Now, granted, if you want to manage all of that and you want to, increase the number, that's fine. Just keep in mind what that's going to do. That's going to add a lot of complexity really, really fast. Basically, double the number of players that you're having to keep track of. But yeah, I would try to think of it as whatever the pet is, it gives that player some sort of extra cantrip or first level spell ish type thing. Maybe it's limited to a certain number of times. They can use it once per encounter, maybe a few times a day, something like that. And I think that would be totally fine. Pets are mostly fun for flavor anyway. I think that tactically it gets a little bit too complicated.